how's it going, everybody? And welcome back to Live from the Shy. I'm your host, as always, Jeremiahpaprocki. And as always, it's a pleasure that you guys are tuning in and checking out the best interviews in Chicago. You already know. We got a great show for you guys today, man. We got a rapper. So once again, get your Spotifys and all that stuff ready, and let's get straight to our first guest. All right, guys, our guest on tonight's show is a rapper from Chicago. Please welcome Eddie Yuma.
Yo, let's do it.
Eddie, how's it going, man?
Man, it's good, man. Just trying to stay safe, trying to stay inside, away from too many people, and just trying to stay, nice and healthy. How about you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm doing great, man. I'm doing great. Thank you for being a part of this show. And to get things started, tell us about yourself and how'd you get into rapping?
First off, man, thank you for having me. I started rapping, I would say the end of junior year in high school. My friend Quinnen and I, we just used to talk about hip hop all the time. And he was like, one day he was like, I've been writing stuff. And I was like, oh, you've been writing stuff? That's pretty cool. So I started writing stuff, and we kind of just encouraged each other to keep going. The first songs were kind of whack, but the passion just kept me going until I was decent.
I've listened to tracks even way back because I'm friends with Rami, and I think that's kind of how I got to know you a little bit more, is because I remember the first track of yours that I listened to was to Yuma way back, and I was like, this got to be Yuma, has to be something that's close to you and something like that. So talk about your music, your writing style, and what inspires you to write the music that you do.
100%. I think I can start off by talking about Yuma just because it would explain a lot of my creative process. Yuma was a song that I made because I get inspired a lot by just who I am, where my family comes from, and my family comes from Cuba. And in Cuba, there's a lot of famine, a lot of poverty because of the embargo and because of the communism that they live under. A lot of people end up just trying to flee the country, and a lot of people will make rafts to flee 90 miles from the end of Cuba to the tip of Florida. And there's a Western out there called 310 to Yuma. It's a classic Western. It's about a really long trip. I think they're transporting prisoners across the desert, but it's a really dangerous trip. And they kind of saw that, and they kind of felt a lot of parallels in their struggle from going to Cuba to Florida. So they started calling the U.S. Yuma. And I was like, man, that's crazy. But I'm from Yuma, right? So I wanted to talk about what the mentality of people who go from Cuba in search of a better life to the U.S. is just kind of how I came up with that. But that's I just use my surroundings. I use what's going on in the world, but I try to pull a lot from myself and my identity so that my songs come out as authentic as possible.
Yes, sir. Authenticity is key.
Yes, sir.
One of the songs that you recently dropped is called Sunrise. Yes, and before we talk about it, here's actually a clip of how it sounds. So check this out.
Look, okay, patience. Lately I've been anxious, overthinking my biggest fear is being basic. No, they play safe, but that don't mean I do the same. They claim money is the God, but then I guess they losing faith.
There you guys have it. That's what Sunrise is. Tell us about that and your inspiration for writing that.
Most definitely. That started with, it was a period of time last year where I started getting into production for the first time. And I was going to Columbia at the time, and I met a friend of mine, a really good friend of mine now. His name is Naveen. His producer name and artist name, because he does a lot, is the Sleepy Emoji. And I was just trying to, get into production, and I found this really cool sample by a Brazilian artist, and it has that really nice guitar loop. And I was like, yo, Naveen, what can I do to this to make it better? And I sent it to him, and he just gave me this crazy beat back. He turned it up to 110,000. And I wanted to just write something that was positive, uplifting, but still fun, I just really like the vibes that that song gives. It's very positive, and like I think it's a perfect summer song to bump in a car riding down LSD or something.
Yeah. No, I listened to it, so it's definitely a great song,
Thank you,
and I
bro.
agree with you with that. It's definitely a vibe.
Thank you. Thank you.
And so as like an artist, I know that like this whole COVID-19 situation has thrown a lot of people off. It has thrown me off, and a lot of people that I know off, definitely. And it's definitely taken a toll on like a lot of artists, just because things are closed, and uh, events and stuff like that aren't happening. So tell us about how COVID-19 has affected you, if it has affected you, and how have you grown from this experience?
100%. For me, like the first week that things started to pop off, where like people were like, "Yo, you shouldn't be getting into crowds like that." I was gonna do a free show with some friends. Like it was gonna be me, this group named LSD, this rapper named Lewis, and some other artists. We were about to really just do this really cool free show, and I had a lot of people who were like, "I can't wait to come out. I'm gonna be there." But I was like talking to them like, "Yo, I think we should cancel because we don't know how serious this could get yet, you know." And if
Yeah.
they're telling people not to get together, we should just think about everybody's health and safety. A lot of people were kind of disappointed that we had to cancel the show, unfortunately. But that hurt for a while because I was like, man, that was gonna be a really, really good one. But I mean, that's one way that it's kind of like uh, affected me in a bad way. But a lot of positives have come out from it, like how I gotten a lot more into production. Like even though I was getting a taste for it for like the past year, like I really got to
Hmm.
dive in, and I've actually like made a little home studio for myself in here. Like I bought monitors, speaker monitors, and I bought a microphone. So I couldn't wait till I really can't wait. Like I don't know how long this is gonna go for, and I'm like, nah, I need to record songs. So I'm
Yeah.
starting to learn how to engineer myself, how to record myself, and be able to like just put out songs when I feel like, instead of having to wait for studios to open. So there's good and bad things that have come from it for sure.
No, and that's actually a great skill set to learn, because I'm sure you know that studios aren't cheap. They charge by the hour, and
Yeah,
sometimes an hour is not good enough, and then
exactly.
money's coming out of the pocket, even if it's for something that you're trying to craft, something that's important as music. But
Yeah,
after a while, you start to be like, oh man, the studio stuff is taxing.
expensive, bro. And it could be a song you might never put out, which sucks. So you could spend $100 plus on a song that you're not gonna put out, and it's like, yeah, that was fun, and I love expressing myself, but bro, I
Yeah.
shouldn't have to pay somebody to do that, you know?
And the great thing about it is now you're learning a skill set that's going to take you beyond just creating music.
Exactly,
You
bro.
know, you said you're producing and making beats, so now you could make your own beats.
Exactly.
Um, engineering,
That's man, that's the
setting
hard
up your
thing,
uh,
but it's so cool, bro. But it's so hard. Like
yeah,
it's difficult, but I don't think I'll ever learn 100%. Like I'll never be like, I know this. I can master. I think there's always something to learn about engineering, which is why it's so
yeah.
interesting.
Yeah, no, it's engineering is hard. Like I've seen it in person, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know. I I know like they'll pull up like ozone or something like that,
Exactly.
and then they'll just go like that, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna just stick to writing right now. But
It's like now I got time, I got time now, so I got to use my time up and use it for something that's I feel like is gonna be helpful. Like you said, it's a skill set that I think is gonna help me longer down the road. And it's just like the way I think about it is like I'll have creative freedom because like it just sucks to think like I gotta pay this guy so that I can express myself. Like I get it, it's a business,
hmm
but if I can learn to just do that on my own and only really pay when I need to, then that's more freedom for me.
yeah, no, I totally agree. And you've mentioned that you have a lot of time on your hands. So have you been working on anything new?
Oh man, I've been working on a lot of new stuff. Like I'm thinking of, I have like a lot of ideas that I want to like put out, but I think one of the most concrete ideas is not this like some like short projects, like short 3-song EPs, just putting them out as bursts, right? And it could be like collaborations with like producers that I really like at the time. It could be just like 3 songs that I feel like fit together perfectly, but I've been working on a lot of stuff self-produced by me, or like with a lot of my friends, like Sleepy Emoji, or there's one producer, Nico. He's like one of my favorite producers in the city. But yeah, I'm just trying to work with my friends, work on stuff that I've made by myself, and yeah.
Yeah. You actually sent us something that you're working on soon, so we're gonna show that right now as well.
Raising Rogers Park, my city ain't the same without me. Know that my appearance make it easier to doubt me. I don't ever speak no English when I'm home, it's Espanol. Cuban blood is in my veins, revolution in my soul. They be looking at me weird when I say I'm also Mexican. Mama said the meaning of my name is that I'm heaven sent. Think I get
There you guys have it. To that listen, you want to talk more about that, or should we just?
Yeah, most definitely. That is a song that's called a Gobby, and that's a song I'm dropping with one of my other favorite producers in the city, Cangelosi. He's got like such a unique sound when it comes to his beats, and I heard it and instantly was like, yeah, I know what I'm gonna do to this. I kind of wanted to talk about like my experiences as being a Hispanic artist, and kind of like what it's like to have family in a different country that's asking you for things and stuff like that. So I feel like I dived into a lot, but it was definitely a song that I felt like it needed to be made, and it has such a dope vibe to it. Like it's just heavy hitting. I feel like I come with the flow that is just like telling you the truth about what I lived through, and it's just unique in that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So before we go, man, just tell the people where they could follow you and listen to your music.
Most definitely. You can find me on Instagram, Twitter at Eddie_Yuma. Eddie is spelled I-E at the end, the EDDIE_YUMA. You can find me on Apple Music, Spotify, SoundCloud, all that stuff.
Yes, sir. All right, guys, be sure to check out Eddie Yuma, like he said, on social media and on music streaming services. Check out his music. It's definitely dope. Eddie, thank you for your time, and I appreciate you joining me today. And I'm looking forward to checking out the new tracks you got, man.
Thank you for having me, bro. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Stay safe, bro.
You too, bro.
There you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to Eddie Yuma. Be sure to go check him out. Follow us on social media at our respective channels. And if you'd like to be a part of the show, send in a submission to talkshowshy@gmail.com, where we'll check it out and ask you to be on the next show. And as always, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And I know you guys haven't subscribed yet, so what are you waiting for? Subscribe, because you're missing out all the greatest interviews and content that we have on this channel. Like, turn on post notifications so you know when we post another episode. But until next time, I'm Jeremiah Paprocki. Stay safe, everyone.